Hi, I'm Dale Fowler. I'm president of the Victoria Economic Development Corporation. At VEDC, we strive to get our community's assets in front of business leaders, business decision makers, when they're trying to make a decision as to where to put their next investment. Our goal is to create new tax base for the community as well as new job opportunities. And one of our primary assets that we like to market about the Victoria region is the Victoria Regional Airport. Today, I'm here at Victoria Regional Airport with Lenny, Llerena, Executive Director of the Victoria Regional Airport, and we're just going to have a little conversation because I would like for more of the community to know what we know about Victoria Regional. Lenny, you've been with us now for a little over a year.
Correct.
And it's good to have you in Victoria. Tell us a little bit about your background.
Thank you, Dale. Well, my background, I went to school in Daytona Beach, Florida, at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, where I got a bachelor's degree and a master's degree. I was a pilot before. I made my living flying. And soon after September 11th, I got into airport management. I started my career in airport management at the Birmingham International Airport. From then, I went up to New York, where I served for a large firm called the Lewis Berger Group, where I was an aviation consultant. And I did that for a little bit, and then I went downstate New York. I served there as the Director of Aviation for Orange County, New York, and I was also the Airport Director at Orange County. And then I moved to New Braunfels, where I was for 8.5 years, and it was a great community. And then Victoria knocked on my door, and I came to Victoria. Well, I've been here for a little over a year now.
Right.
I'm happy to be here.
You know, no doubt, Lenny, I've already seen some of your experience and expertise benefit us in Victoria and the airport. But when you were considering Victoria, I'm curious, what was it that you saw in Victoria Regional that helped you make the decision?
Well, there's a couple of things. You know, the facility itself has a lot of land available to future growth, and that's what I like to do. You know, try to bring businesses to the community at the airport and try to grow. And this airport gives me the opportunity not only on the aeronautical side, but also the non-aeronautical side. We got great frontage to 59. We have a great facility, you know, long runway. That's a plus, and the possibilities that you can get with that. We do have a little bit of a long road to get there because of, you know, the years that have passed in the facility. You know, it used to be an Air Force base, and a lot of times not a lot of improvements were put back then. So we need to get those improvements in order for us to attract all of that. So all in all, that's what attracts me to a facility, the possibilities and what we can do as a way of grants and new investment to the facility.
Well, I appreciate that, because at VEDC, it's a real partnership with all of our community-based assets and us to go out and market this community. And the clients that we speak to, the industrial clients that we speak to, routinely ask us about the availability of air service, commercial air service, as well as general aviation. Mm-hmm. So let's start with general aviation.
Sure.
Tell us, what are the assets and the strengths of Victoria Regional with respect to general aviation?
Well, as far as general aviation, you know, you got to count from the smaller aircraft to the biggest and largest business jet. We are well prepared for that. We got a long runway. We can accommodate from the smallest to the largest business jets, as I said. We have our own FBO, where we have the fuel concession. We keep great prices. We have a military contract also, and we have a facility that compares to anybody out there in the industry. We have our courtesy cars, we have our meeting room, we have our rest lounges for the pilots to take a nap while they're waiting for the passengers. We have a great way to get from here to the county and the city anywhere, you know, within probably 20 minutes. So we are well prepared to do that. We actually have a lot of businesses that fly in here to go visit their plants or visit their buildings, and they use our airport on a weekly basis, monthly basis. So, you know, when we compare ourselves with other facilities, or a fixed base operator in this case, or FBO, we don't lack of much, but we make up for that with our service. Our service is first class, and the hospitality that the people here in Victoria that work for me, that provide to those business people or small general aviation people, is superb. So you cannot compare us out there in the industry.
Okay. You know, I see from time to time military aircraft flying in and out of Victoria Regional. I know when I came here today, I saw the two NASA jets sitting out on the runway. Why are those military contracts so important? The community may not really understand that.
Well, a military contract for us in the community is very important for a couple of reasons. One, you know, it helps us out with the sales. You know, we are mandated. We're mandated by the FAA or the Federal Aviation Administration to be as self-sufficient as possible. And also it allows us not to take a lot of money from the county as a way of a subsidy, because having that contract means a lot of fuel sales to the military.
Okay, and fuel sales is a big part of your revenue.
It's a big part of our revenue. And also allows the, you know, these pilots come in here for a rest. They go out there, they do their maneuvers, they get tired, they need to debrief, they come in here. In the meantime, they go out and have a bite to eat. You know, so we're prepared for them. We give them a courtesy car, and they go and help the community by getting a bite to eat.
Okay, so another aspect of what our clients ask for is the commercial aviation aspect.
Sure.
I know, for example, when VEDC was working with Caterpillar to get them to consider our community as a place for their new investment for the hydraulic excavator facility, almost every time they came here, one member of their team, at least, multiple sometimes, would fly into Victoria Regional as a way to verify our commercial air service. Tell me what you have on the horizon for Victoria Commercial Air Service.
Okay, so first of all, right now we have a 19-passenger aircraft that serves Dallas-Fort Worth. In the horizon, what we have is at the 1st of November, we will start a new service. And right now we have a couple of solid companies that one can offer service to Houston twice a day with a code-share with United Airlines. Now, code-shares are very important. Code-share allows you to buy a ticket in Victoria anywhere in the world you want to go. And you can use your points, you can use your miles, and you can use your credit card that allows you to have those points. So that's a great thing. And also your bags get checked in Victoria and you'll see them wherever you go. Could be London, could be anywhere. And this is proposed on a very large aircraft, 46 passengers, brand new ATR, French made. Or the other company that offers you a smaller aircraft, but it's kind of like an executive style aircraft. It's a nice, pretty new aircraft. They also have a code-share with United, which is very good. So both of them bring the code-share. The difference is the smaller carrier is offering flights to Houston and Dallas. So one of the proposals is for 21 flights a week, 14 back and forth from Houston and 7 to Dallas-Fort Worth. So you would have both worlds. So all in all, I think at the end of the day, we will have a good, solid company providing some flights in the future. And we got all the proposals that we're looking at, but I think these two come on top right now. So we'll make a decision. That decision is not only mine, but everybody else's in the community.
Well, that's good news. It's good to know that Victoria's going to have some options to choose from. And of course, then I know it's up to the community to support those options and use the air service so that we can keep it.
Correct.
And I think with those types of options, you will have more enplanements, more people using the flights. So Lenny, going forward with all of the things that you have going on here at the airport, and for us to be able to grow like you'd like for us to grow, what do you see the biggest challenges?
I think the biggest challenges that we face here at Victoria Regional Airport is the reconstruction of the facilities. We got a great runway, 9,000 feet, but we need to do either an overlay or reconstruction. At some point, we got to get to that. It's been a lot of years, and every certain number of years, you have to do either a reconstruction, an overlay, or something that would bring back your runway up to speed. With that, we also have to do some taxiways, some tarmac work or ramp, and getting those grants from the DOT is, you have to work with them, the FAA also. But we're on our way. We recently got a grant to fix some of the ramp space, especially here on the FBO and also on the terminal building. So we're on our way, but it's going to be a lot of work in conjunction with entities like yours, the city, and the county, because it's going to take a lot of work to get there, and it's going to be a multi-million-dollar grants that are going to come down the pipe eventually, as we have some projects scheduled. And then you have your facilities, hangars like this that were built back in World War II. Slowly but surely, we need to upgrade them. Tell you that we have done some upgrades. We changed the metal portions of 3 sides of our 3 main buildings, so they're looking a lot newer. So the challenge is finding those sources of money to get this work done. So, but it's not impossible.
Okay.
We can get it done.
Well, it sounds like you've got a plan on how to get there, and that's good to know. Okay, so what about strengths? I think you mentioned a little bit about this with what brought you to Victoria, but what do you think are our biggest pluses?
I think one of the biggest pluses that we have is the length of the runway. That runway is significant for the community and also the state of Texas. It's a long runway that you can't find anywhere else, combined with the amount of land. So if we look at a good future for this airport, and we can get a good reconstruction with some strengthening to that the runway, we could be in the future housing major companies that want to locate in this area. Our location within Texas is pretty good. We're close to Houston, we're close to San Antonio, we're close to Corpus Christi, close to the coast. So as other businesses base their businesses in this area, we're also going to grow along with them. All the investment comes from, corporations that come and build new buildings here in the area and also fly into the airport to do business.
Yeah, and I like that. And I will tell you that runway link is one of the things that we often market as well in some of our information. Okay, so over the years, Victoria Regional Airport has partnered with the community for all sorts of interesting community events. And but most recently, over the past year, I know you've hosted the Texas Mile.
Correct.
Which is a fairly unique event. I think it's very unique for the community. Tell us what you and your staff and the airport does to help facilitate that kind of an event.
There's a few things that we have to do. We have to present to the FAA, first of all, that there is going to be some type of revenue for the airport, as this is a non-aeronautical event. And we also have to have a plan of what we're going to do in order to close those runways, how we're going to handle our commercial flight. We're a commercial airport. We're certified under FAR Part 139, and we have certain requirements to meet. In this last race, we had to certify our second runway to be part of that certificate. That runway was not Part 139, so we had to certify it in order for the airliner to be able to use that runway. So there is a lot of little things that we have to do, and finally the FAA, after they review our plan, they send us a letter that says you're good to go and you can close that runway. But we always have to be cognizant that the FAA is always thinking that the airport is to be used for aeronautical purposes. But they've been really, really good. We put good plans. We have gotten some decent revenue in the last couple of races, so they should be happy with the whole race.
Well, thank you for that, because it's becoming a very sought-after community event. I know I enjoy coming out here myself. And what you're saying is that the airport is still operational during the Texas Mile. You're just using a different runway.
Correct. What I would like the community to know is the level of economic impact that an airport puts into a community. Not only to the county that owns the airport, but also the city and the region in and of itself. Not only by the direct and indirect impact that we create with our tenants and the airplanes that fly in and out of this airport and all the expenditures that they do, but also the role that the airport plays in bringing new businesses to the community. As we know, all those people will not drive to come and see the community. They will fly their business jets, and we serve as that gateway into the community. So the stronger your airport is, the better these people are going to look at the community, because everything goes together. When you talk about Caterpillar, Caterpillar flew a few times, and they still do. They fly all the time, and not only Caterpillar, but ancillary business to Caterpillar. They come to see the plant. They come to see whatever the order is from Caterpillar. So we get a lot of ancillary business from Caterpillar. And the other thing that I would like the community to know, and it's just one of the things that I like to say is, we got a 9,000 foot runway. And if you go on highway length, 9,000 foot of runway will take you 9,000 feet. 9,000 foot of runway will take you anywhere in the world you want to go, depending on the capabilities of your airport. And the other thing is, big investors don't drive, they fly. So stand behind your airport. Fly our airline. It's a good service, and it's imperative that you fly it in order for us to continue to have it over the future. So we'll bring you good choices in the future, and that would allow you to be more interested in the flying, and come visit anytime.
Lenny, thanks for your time today. I like what you say. And we're out there looking for big investors, and Victoria Regional Airport is important to us, and it's important to this community being successful, and we're recruiting more of those industries. So thank you.
Thank you, Dale.